Yeah, it was a good season. Great time. It sucks how it ended. That one will sting. But just to go through the year with this group of guys was a lot of fun, and you know, it made playing hockey every day a good time.
From a personal perspective, how does what happened this year color what happens moving forward for you in terms of needing a contract now and your desire to stay here if possible?
Yeah, for sure. I want to stay. Obviously, I want to be here and build off of what just happened. Obviously, there's more things that go into it that are out of my control, but yeah, I want to be here.
Filip, same question for you. What can you tell us about how you enjoyed your first season playing in Vancouver and how that will color a summer in which your contract expires?
Can you say that again, please?
What can you say about your first season in Vancouver, playing in the city, playing for this team, and how will that inform a summer in which your contract expires?
I mean, season was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it, and we had such a good group of the guys, so it was a lot of fun.
And Ian, obviously you were dealing with an injury during that second round series. Can you walk us through sort of what that injury was, what impact it had on your game, and how much work it took to play through that series?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. We don't need to get into it. It's not really important at this point. Obviously, didn't win the series, and as a team, we didn't get the job done. So, there's no excuses, and didn't get it done.
Filip, your season was really 2 seasons in one. Up until Christmas, incredible production, point production. That obviously dropped off in the second half and in the playoffs as well. I don't know if you were playing through an injury that you're willing to shed a little bit of light on, but how do you look at sort of the two halves of the season from the production standpoint?
I mean, you named it. Like, first half of the year, I was producing. Second half, I was not.
And why was that, I guess, is the question.
Why? If I know the answer, I probably would do something different, right? When I didn't produce, I would try to change something.
Were you playing through an injury?
No.
Like, we gave you your space all year. We're just trying to ask a few questions at this stage. And
well, what do you want me to say?
I was curious about where the production
What do you want
went.
what do you want me to say on injury? If I didn't have injury, what do you want me to say? I said no.
Carson, this was perhaps a frustrating season in some respects with the injuries that you went through, but otherwise also a very successful season. How do you look at this season, kind of the ups and downs that you went through?
Yeah, you just take away the positives of when, obviously, I was on the ice. It sucks missing a significant amount of time with 2 injuries, but when I was on the ice, I felt I was playing some of the best hockey I've played in my career, with a really enjoyable group of guys and a group of coaches that had a good amount of faith in this team right from the get-go. So just going to the off-season, obviously just be completely healthy coming in next year. Just focus on kind of even building on the on-ice product.
And was it gratifying to be put in kind of a matchup role in the playoffs, playing against the best players in the world, especially in the second round there? Was it gratifying to be given that role here in Vancouver?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just kind of knowing the coach to have faith in you is really all you can ask for, especially coming to a first season with a team. I'm proud of kind of how it went throughout the season to kind of build that confidence in the coaches. Like I said, even though with missing a lot of time, but I think this year the on-ice product was kind of some of the most consistent hockey I played.
Dakota, question for you. It's been from the training camp you had, talks with Tocchet, and he wanted to see more from you. And as the season went on, you continued to improve. What's the best thing that this coaching staff has done for you in your time with them?
Instilled confidence, even through tough times. The staff was great at how they went about things. Constructive criticism, I guess, went a long way. But yeah, just the belief that they showed, and then not wanting to let them down, did me well this year.
Carson, can you walk me through going that hard on just a mustache?
Yeah, I usually, obviously the beard for a couple weeks there, and then I don't like kind of shaving like all the way down, but I wanted to get rid of pretty much all of it. But I just feel like I look too young, and I don't know, with no facial hair at all, so I usually just leave the muzzy for a couple weeks after.
Ian, you're a guy who's been through a lot of playoff games before. Can you talk about how this run with this group compared to some of the other runs you've been on?
Yeah, it's tough to compare seasons and teams and runs, and but I will say it was, this season as a whole was much more successful, I think, in the end than anyone was going to give us credit for when the season started. I think, and it was a lot of fun. I think we learned a lot as a team. I think we matured quite a bit, and I think that it's certainly an experience we can build off of as a team going forward. So hopefully continue to play even longer into the summer next year.
As a guy who's been to the Cup before, do you feel like this group and this team has what it takes to be in those final games?
Yes, I do. I think that the personnel's there. You can debate, should pieces be added, should pieces be taken away, should pieces be changed. But ultimately, you get to a certain point of the year or a certain point in the playoffs, and yes, sure, maybe some teams are better than others, but ultimately, most teams have a pretty equal chance once it gets going, like once the series gets going. So we had as good of a chance as anyone, and obviously didn't get the job done, but I think that it should put there's a lot of positivity there to build off of.
Ian Cole, you were the go-to guy this year because been there, done that, felt everything. You told us for weeks and months what the playoffs were going to be like, especially for the newbies. And you guys, at the end of it all, had 11 guys playing in their first playoff. What did you take from it? What kind of growth did you see? And how should that bode well? Because you can tell these kids forever what it's going to be like, and they went through it.
Yeah, I think I pretty much similar answer, but essentially, yeah. Listen, we grew a lot, we matured a lot as we went. Guys played the first playoff games. It's tough to kind of convey what the playoffs are like until you've done it. Using words doesn't quite do it justice. Usually, you don't have that experience until you experience it, right? So, I think guys learned a lot, and there are guys that were like, "Wow, this is really hard," and you're like, "Yeah, it is." And I think we learned that every game, every series, everything's hard in the playoffs. It is all year long, but to the nth degree come playoff time. So I think that it's lessons that were learned that we could certainly grow on moving forward.
Phil, for you, obviously contracts are going to come down to dollars and term, but can you discuss a little bit what playing with Quinn meant to you and that fit, and how much of a factor that could be in your decision?
It was awesome playing with Quinn. He's a great player and great guy, so he made it like adjustment for me. Come here to Vancouver really easy, and it was awesome.
Will that factor in at all to your decision?
Yeah, sure. I'm restricted, so there is not much I can do. You have to talk to someone else about it.
Dakota, for you as well, just the fit question. You're getting into your late 20s now, right? So you only have so much time to get that contract. But what this coaching staff was able to bring out in you, the fit with Garley and some of the guys you played with in the middle, how much does that matter to you, as you mentioned, building off what you'd done?
Yeah, for sure. It was a great time, you know, great room, and it made hockey a lot of fun every day. So yeah, for sure, that's you know, you want to be somewhere where you're liked and you know, mesh well with the organization. So yeah, that's you know, I love it here, like I said, and all the guys in the room mean a lot to me.
Ian, is your hope to be back here? You've basically been on a different team, 5 years in a row. So, would you like to?
I've seen the hockey DB. Yeah. Listen, I'd love to be back. It's a great team, fantastic group of guys. You know, like we have talked about throughout the course of this interview. Like, I think we learned a lot. I think we matured a lot as a team. I think there's a great foundation here to build off of, and it's something I'd love to be a part of.